Hi all, welcome back to the next video in today's card class. Thank you so much for watching. We have the second card design here and it looks like this. I've used some of the images from the Artfully Layered Designer Series paper here. For me, when I decided these are the papers I was going to use, this sheet is too good not to cut up. So I've featured some of the images here on this card. I also had a vision of using this punch. This is the medium daisy punch. It's carrying over into the new annual catalogue, luckily. And I wanted to create a sort of layered background look with that punch. So this is the card design we're going to be making in this video. Everything you need is in your little pack of, in your kits. The only thing you'll need to do is cut two pieces out from the designer series paper, and I've gone with the blue large leaf, and it's largely similar to the main leaf design in the Ladybug stamp set. And then we've got this nice sort of fern looking image in the black and white. You're going to be using this die cut here that came out of the Picture This die when I cut those out for you. So there's no waste. And then in your kit you've also got some daisies that I have punched out for you already. Okay, our Ladybug again is the punch, using the punch that we made in the first card. If you don't have the punch or you prefer the stamped image, you can by all means stamp the Ladybug and layer him together rather than using this little punch design here. So let's make a little start. Let's put all my pieces to one side. We need our card base. Our card base is cut from Pool Party cardstock, one of my favourite blues, and that comes from the Subtles selection. You then have another piece of Pool Party card that is just going to layer onto the front of your card like so. That measures 10 centimetres by 14.4, and you can stick that down flat straight onto your card front. Okay, pop it in the middle so you've got a nice border of the Pool Party card showing around the edge, and then we can put that to one side, because what we need now is we need our basic white card. Now I haven't punched out any daisies, so I'm going to need to do that. I think in your kit you maybe have 14 daisies. So let's just punch that. I should have done this beforehand, but I forgot. So I'm sure you'll forgive me. I've run out now. How many have I lost count? How many have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We definitely need more. The reason you need more is because I've layered them together to create a really detailed background. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Let's see if I can do it with that many. Okay, so we've got our daisies now, and what we're going to do is we're going to just layer them onto our card, and I'm sticking these down with wet glue just in the centres, and you're going to layer them so that they overlap the edge of the card. Now that's the look we get when we add just one. When we add one over the top so that we've got more leaves, so the top leaves sit between those bottom leaves, you get a more detailed looking daisy. Now if you don't like that look, again, that's absolutely fine. You might hate this daisy idea altogether and think I'm not doing that, and that's fine too. But if you wanted to create the card exactly as I have, this is how I've done it. Okay, so I'm just going to spend a little bit of time adding these daisies in and just adding them with the centres. Be mindful that when you're adding your daisies on, the main bulk of your card is here. So actually, you don't really need many daisies in that sort of area. So focus on that sort of the other areas where the daisies are. Okay, you may not use all of them. You may spread them out a bit more. You may need more. But what you could do is you could lay them all out to start with. Make sure you've got enough to fill your space. and then stick them down. Now this sort of design works with any of our punches. You could create little ladybirds in the background, or white ladybirds. That would be sweet, wouldn't it? I need one more. Or I could probably get away with that actually. So we're going to put that to one side and we're going to build our ladybird next, because we want to make sure that dries nicely. So for our ladybird we need to cut out a body of our ladybird from black card, and then we need to cut out some wings. Okay, so for the wings we're going for Calypso Coral. Bring in our dots for our leaves. This is just black memento that I'm using here. You could also use black embossing powder, that would be a nice little touch. So we then have our sentiment. So for this we've gone with Happiest Birthday Wishes, and it comes from the Artfully Layered stamp set, and I've gone with this one here. If you don't have that stamp set you can switch it out for something else. You may want to use a different sentiment altogether. Okay. Bringing in the black memento again. Giving that a nice little stamp, like so. Okay, so we now have all of our pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off these petals, just running my scissors down the edge of the piece of card to get rid of those petals that we don't want. This will give you a lot of confetti on your desk. And I must admit, I do love this sort of look. So there's a lot of desk confetti now. Let's just get rid of that. Okay. And we can now bring our card base back in and stick that onto our card, like so. And that goes in the centre. Now you'll notice that in my daisies have black centres. Now following on from the first card where we used the black line, I've incorporated that sort of look on this card as well, but rather than drawing the line around the edge, I have basically scribbled in the centre of my flowers to create the centres. You may absolutely hate this and think, well, what on earth are you doing? But I quite like it. I quite like the doodling sort of look on my cards. So those are my centres now, and now it's just a case of layering everything together. So to start with, I'm going to put down this large flower, leaf, okay? And that's going to go down with just regular liquid glue. And the trick when you're layering, for me, is to not put glue around the whole of the image. It's to just choose a piece and then slide things kind of underneath. Now this I'm going to trim down just ever so slightly, trim off those bottom leaves and then stick that underneath. Like so. My ladybird is then going to go on, but she's going to go on with dimensionals, so we've got a little bit of depth to our and structure to our card. I'm going to use 2 of those. If I had the regular size dimensionals, I'd probably just use 1. Okay, and that is going to go down about there. we can then slide our sentiment in, and I'm sliding it in so that the ladybug overlaps the top of my sentiment. Okay, that's going on with and just line your sentiment up so that you don't lose any of that nice text, like so. And then I've also got one of the press outs as well, so I'm going to take this one here and I'm going to just pop that inside there to give it a little bit of shine to bring it all together, like so. And then to finish off, I'm going to use just a couple of these little gems, sequins even, just randomly on my card for a little bit more sparkle. These are really nice because they're iridescent, they're not too in your face. Okay, so I've just added 3 there, and then inside my card I've just got this lovely layer of basic white to finish it all off. And there we have it. That is card design number 2, all complete. Let me know what you think. When you finished your card, don't forget to upload the picture of your finished card into the album on the Facebook group, and don't forget to let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you on the next video. Bye.